Doing good. We got Drew here below me. Tom joins us again. So Tom, second time on. How you been since?
Uh, pretty good. Pretty good.
Been winning your
I uh,
leagues?
I would say so. Yes. Other than that dynasty one we spoke of before this, that I just don't
Yeah.
care about. But yeah, we're sitting pretty. We're sitting pretty. Five and
Yeah,
one and
Tom,
4-2. So
sounds
Tom, I
great.
like that I like that keyboard. That's pretty
do you?
sick. Yeah.
Uh, it's nice. It was a hand me down. My friends plugged me with it. I have to pay for it, which is even better. But
That's the best.
Best kind of
yes, sir.
keyboard.
I got
Um,
I got I got some news for our league with me, you and Evan.
oh yeah.
I was 0-3 to start, and now I'm 3-3 and in the playoff picture, and I'm ranked over Cody.
We're 3-3. We're both three and
I
three.
I know,
So you're
but
saying like the candle worked? Is what you're saying? When we
yeah,
lit
it
that
definitely
candle
worked.
and prematurely blew it out, it
Yep.
worked.
And
That's what turned your season around.
now I got Evan this week, and I'm giving him his first loss. I'm sick of his crap.
That's funny.
His,
All
his
right.
team's not that good.
Mm-hmm.
Just kidding. It's
Yeah, we
insane.
almost got a trade done actually earlier.
We can talk after. I still
Yeah,
want to.
I wonder one of these times we got to get a trade done live. First live trade done.
Well, that could be it. Maybe Tom could talk us through it.
He
Well,
helped
you
talk
need
me
a
out of it, so
Really?
you would need about a 2 hour live show for that
yeah,
to take place.
Damn, dude.
a lot of mind
Um,
games played during that time. But alrighty, let's get to waiver ads this week. I can start us off here.
what do you
I've
want to
seen
start with?
we'll start with
Q.
QBs.
Yeah,
Um, I'll start only because I don't know. I'm leading
cause
off.
you the man. You the man.
I've been looking. Let me go here real quick. All right, so I've been streaming quarterbacks this whole year for a lot of my leagues, and it sucked. Offenses have seemed down. Something I'm not going to do again this year. And
Next
this
year.
week I'm actually, or yeah, next year. Sorry. This week I'm actually picking up Matt Ryan, who's for the most part looked like a dead arm pretty much all year, but he's picked it up the last couple weeks. Or let's see, yeah, this past week he scored 32 against Jacksonville, almost 400 passing yards and 3 tuds. The week before against, or 2 weeks ago against Tennessee, he put up 21, and he's playing that same team this week. The Titans, they're 30th in opponent ranked for tight ends, or not for tight ends, for quarterbacks. And that just seems like a good matchup. He scored 21 against them the first time. Hoping for maybe a little bit more this time. Hopefully, he can get hot, maybe reclaim some of what people thought he would be, what the Colts thought he would be. But yeah, hoping and praying he gets me at least 20. That'd be great.
Yeah, I like him this week because I mean we already saw what he did against Tennessee before, and it seems like this year Tennessee's like they don't let up the run, but they let up a ton of yards to the wide receivers and quarterbacks. So they got Alec Pierce in there and Michael Pittman, and the occasional tight end or whatever they got.
Michael Pittman was
Um,
off last week.
yeah.
Yep.
Finally broke through.
Tom, do you want to grab one? Because I don't have too much, but
Yeah, I mean, it's been tough because for me, I haven't been having to look myself, not to gloat.
He's got Lamar.
But
oh yeah,
yeah,
nice.
well, Lamar hasn't been performing like Lamar the past 3 weeks.
He
That's
can't
another
get
story.
50 every week.
I'm not asking for 50, but like, just don't be an idiot. That's what I'm asking for. So, bye weeks, yeah, throw a loop for everything. If I'm looking at one guy, I think it's Jimmy G this week specifically. They play the Chiefs. Chiefs defense is not great. We all know that. He had a 70%. He threw the ball 41 times, completed 29. That's good for 70%.
Yeah.
Last week against the Falcons, and the Falcons are such a weird team, dude. They make noise. They beat them. Pretty sure they won 28-14.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this will be a shootout. He looked pretty
Yeah,
good. I think Debo's starting to see more targets, and Brandon Ayuk is like popping off. I dropped him just to make a roster spot in a league that I'm pretty heavy on wide receivers, but like I probably shouldn't have still because he's getting a lot of stuff his way. So if you're in a pinch, you need somebody this week. If he's available, I think that'd be a pretty smart play.
For
Yeah,
sure.
I think they'll need to pass a little bit in that game. Chiefs offense seems to not have like skipped a beat really. They've seemed to be kind of firing on all cylinders for the most part. So yeah, I think he'll need to air it out a little bit. I like that play.
Yep. And those were like the two main guys I wrote down. So I'm gonna go with
Stick with your boy.
yeah. We can go back to the boy, Mariota.
I knew it, dude.
Yeah.
every time.
Well, I mean, if you're slim, it's either Mariota or Daniel Jones for me. They got like a good floor. They get some rushing yards in there, and I don't know. I mean, they're not really passing a whole lot, but Mariota's getting you a decent floor. So,
Question
and
for
if
both of you. Go ahead.
if Dak is on your waiver, if he was ever dropped,
Oh yeah,
we're probably giving you this a little late, but yeah, that would have been a good pickup.
What do you guys think about Taylor Heineke? With Wentz being out, I know he's playing the Packers this week. It's their defense has kind of been okay. They've surrendered some like quarterback points. I think they're like right around the middle of the road for opponent ranking. What do you think about maybe him as a streamer?
I'd wait for next.
I hate Washington. I hate Washington's offense, so I don't trust anyone. But,
Tom hates the government. Washington. George.
I could see Heineke being better for the wide receivers though.
I think so too, actually.
But I don't know about this week though. I don't know. We didn't let up a whole lot against the Jets.
Yeah, if you're an owner that has to stream quarterbacks consistently and you have a spot to stash someone, I would maybe even consider stashing Heineke just to see what happens. Because he will be the starting quarterback at least for, I think, 4 to 6 weeks. Wentz is out with his finger.
The receivers are great.
Yeah, if you're quarterback needy, something to keep an eye on for sure. All right, running backs. Man, what do we even have?
It's very slim.
I got one for you that he might be on waivers. He shouldn't have been after this week, but he might be. Darrell Henderson. Cam Akers ain't playing for the Rams ever again.
Yep.
So go get him. He caught a ton of balls last year. If he's there because someone didn't pay attention last week and he was dropped and not on a roster because they weren't using him. They weren't really using him for the first 4 weeks of the season, but if he's there, grab him. That Rams offense will get going soon.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like the percentages of like rostered for players. Darrell Henderson's at 68%. Like,
yeah,
he's got to at least be in the 80s. Like, let's see, players that are rostered more than Darrell Henderson. Michael Carter.
Like, yikes.
Raheem Mostert, has he been balling? I haven't really noticed actually.
He's a lead back in Miami.
Lead back.
That's all right.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, but I mean, like Tony Pollard, AJ Dillon are rostered more, and they're considered like backup roles. While Henderson, I know it just happened, kind of, but yeah, he's the lead back there now. And I mean, I don't have much faith in Malcolm Brown getting too much work. Maybe Kyron Williams when he comes back, but yeah, go get Darrell Henderson if he's not on a roster.
For my running back, this is pretty much just for a week, but you can look at Kenyon Drake for a spot start here because something happened to J.K. Dobbins. It didn't. I don't know. He said he just tweaked his knee or had knee soreness, but that's really scary. So
yes, soreness.
I know
on a knee is not good.
No, and
especially after
Kenyon Drake's not. He's not too. I don't know. He's not that special. He's an old player, but if you're in need of a spot start for someone, you can look Kenyon Drake's way this week, I guess.
I don't mind that.
Yeah. Kenyon Drake, you're special to me. I always like him, but
yeah,
no. That's definitely a good pickup. Because Gus Edwards is out too, I believe, or he was out last week.
Yeah, he's out this week too.
Man, that backfield could just not catch any breaks.
No, Justice Hill's not even back either. I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Or
How do
maybe
they
he
have
is.
so
I
many
don't know.
like? They have so many. I don't want to call them household names, but like they have so many guys like you know who they are.
Yeah, like
That's
Mike
like
That's.
Davis. Do they still have him?
I think they
probably.
do.
He's played in the beginning of the year.
Which we're not going to discuss Mike Davis. I had him last year, and no, I don't even want to waste time.
No way.
Oh man, that must have been so crushing to like have
Oh, to
drafted
see
Mike
the
Davis
oh yeah, and
and
then
then
see the lead back duties get given to a wide receiver. Yeah, absolutely.
have him just like ball
Pop
out. Like,
off.
his
Yeah,
backup probably like Cordell probably like maybe won people some leagues.
Oh yeah.
I
I
wouldn't have been
yeah,
surprised.
absolutely.
Let's see. Backs to look for. So
There ain't
he's
much,
in.
dude.
Yeah, there's not really much. Especially based on our leagues. We're in a few competitive leagues, all of us. But a guy that's in 19.4% of leagues and popped off last week for Denver, Latavius Murray. We talked about him a little bit before before the show. He had 11 carries for 45 yards and a catch for 7 yards. So little solid week for him. The only thing that worries me is recently that Hackett and Melvin Gordon had a conversation. They're all good now. And it was needed to be put out there that Melvin Gordon's starting running back. So I guess that would worry me, but they didn't give Mike Boone any work at all. So Latavius is their running back too for sure. And they've always ran two running backs out there. Even when Javonte was healthy, it was Javonte and Melvin. So they're definitely going to use a second running back. I just think Melvin will be used more.
Yeah. Also, have you guys kept up with the Atlanta backfield? Caleb Huntley, he seemed like he had like 16 carries last week. I didn't watch the game, but
Yeah.
I mean, what are they just splitting that 50-50 or something right now for the
Basically, Huntley had 16 for 50-something yards, and Algier had 15 carries for 50-something yards. They're both pretty
Who's the goal line back?
I actually don't know. The numbers off the top of my head. None of them got touchdowns. I think Huntley going into last week kind of was that guy, but based on last week, I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I actually just like scooped him up just in case I had to play someone because I was a little desperate. But I don't know.
They both get
16
work.
carries is a lot. Yeah, that's a lot of work. So
They both
that
get
could
work.
be.
They're just so inefficient.
Yeah, I agree. It's like
Inefficient?
someone you could toss in. Yeah, that's the word.
That's why we have Tom here, folks.
Yeah.
Correct
Oh,
me
yeah.
on words that are hard. Hard for me. I said that and I was like, that's wrong. That's a wrong word.
At least you recognize it.
Yep. All righty. Thank you for the save, Tom. And then
Yes, sir.
Receivers. Who wants to lead us off here? Anybody?
Me.
I said it last time. Oh, go ahead. Go, Drew.
I know who I want here. Wandale Robinson. Pick him up.
Sell
right
me.
now. He had well, I missed him in our league by $1 fab, so that pissed me off. So he had 15 snaps. He was coming off his injury, so I think he had a low snap percentage there. 11 routes run, 4 targets. He had the most targets in the whole offense. He got a touchdown too, so that was sweet. So I think what I heard was he was starting in the preseason. So if he's starting, I'm gonna see he's gonna get so many more targets. What else did I write down on him? His college target share was 39.3%, which was like, I don't know. That's just a crazy number. And I don't know. I really like the pickup. I can see huge upside with him. And they don't have much for a receiver right now.
Yeah, I know he got banged up, and then he hasn't really done much, obviously, since he's been hurt. But going into the year, they were talking about him a lot in training camp, being a guy they could count on. And their whole like receiver room is kind of just like who wants to take the spot of wide receiver 1 and 2. I think he could be that guy. So yeah, I like that. Tom, you had one?
Same guy that I said the last time I was on here. It's Alec Pierce again. If
Yep.
he
Nice.
hasn't been gotten. Matt Ryan looks good. I think that he's. I didn't watch much of the Colts game because I don't really. Well, I did have a horse in the race because I picked up Deion Jackson. By the way, RB1 or RB2 depending on your point format last week, which is incredible. But I think that from what I did watch, it looked as if he was the second wide receiver. I mean, in that offense, right?
Yeah,
For sure. Him.
he had 7 targets for 3 catches and 49 yards, but a touchdown. He
Yeah.
does have like the ability to like be a deep threat.
He's got big play potential. I like his floor, and I think his ceiling is really high. It's just a lot of it's dependent on how the Colts play and how Matt Ryan plays, really.
Mm-hmm.
But I like him if he's still there. If those last 2 weeks or 1 week wasn't enough, if he's still there, go grab him.
He had a good game against Tennessee before, right?
Yeah, he had 8 catches for like 80 yards.
Yeah.
And that's when like their offense stunk. Like it was so bad to watch.
For sure.
And let's see, receivers. I'm thinking about adding. I got a couple actually. I'll start off with. I'll start off with this one. He popped off last week. He's in, let's see, how many percent of leagues? He's in 27% of leagues. Marvin Jones with the Jags. Christian Kirk's kind of cooled off a little bit last 3 weeks. And then last week, Marvin Jones kind of emerged for 7 catches, 104 yards. He had 11 targets too, and he's always kind of gotten a decent amount of targets. 7 the couple weeks before, and 6 in week 1. He's definitely a part of the offense. And after they've struggled a little bit, so they're kind of looking for answers. And I mean, Marvin Jones answered the call last week, so I would think that they would try and go back to him. With Kirk still struggling, they haven't even really looked Kirk's way a bunch either, so that's kind of alarming if you have him. And then the second guy just got activated off the IR today. Sammy Watkins. If you need a spot there, talk about looking for answers. Green Bay.
Yeah.
What is going on there? As fans, we really don't know. Sammy, in his 2 games have played, his last game was against Chicago, so it's a good matchup for him. Keep that in mind. But he had 4 targets for 3 catches and 93 yards. So big play receiver for an offense that is desperately in search of something, especially from the receiver position.
Cobb's out too, so.
Cobb's out. Watson.
We got more info on him?
Watson might be looking for an IR spot.
They said
not
4
really.
weeks, maybe.
Yeah, from what I was seeing, it's not going to be a week-to-week thing. He's probably out a few weeks.
All right. Gotcha.
And then Christian Watson, I haven't heard. They didn't say anything much today, but they said on what was it, Monday or Sunday after the game that that they're potentially thinking about shutting him down, like on the IR. So 3 to 4 weeks for him, yeah, with his hamstring issue. But basically, I don't know. It's midweek of when they said that, so maybe they're not. Maybe they're just going to let it play by year. But with Sammy coming back, he averaged 31 yards a catch against the Bears. So maybe there's something there. Maybe that's a stash, but he could be a heavy play this week.
Sure.
If you have a guy that's on a bye, like me when I have Cooper Kupp and Justin Jefferson on buys.
That's your own fault.
Another wide receiver I was looking at that I don't know how rostered he is, and he was just on bye last week, was Josh Reynolds. He's put up like 10 points like every single week. He's like so consistent. Like if he's out there, you can just plug and play him.
For sure. All right, let's see. Now to tight ends. Who wants to start with tight ends? Anybody? Fun position.
Do we need to waste time on this trash can of a position? There's 2 guys that you can roster.
We do.
Maybe 3.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, maybe 3. Because Zach Ertz, pretty consistent. But, like, if you don't have Travis Kelce or Mark Andrews, like, just put a guy in who has the best matchup.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I'll talk about a guy. I talked about him with you guys earlier.
Yeah.
Greg
Oh,
Dulcich.
boy.
Greg Dulcich for the Broncos. Russell Wilson's been terrible. Every time I watch the Broncos offense, I want to cry.
Yes,
But
sir.
I didn't cry when I seen Greg Dulcich get the ball. He had four targets last week for 3 catches, and it was like 40-something yards and a touchdown. The target that he missed was in the end zone. And when you're streaming tight ends, honestly, if they're a little touchdown dependent, that's fine, just as long as they get them. And him being a rookie, first game like playing, and they gave him 2 red zone targets like right away. Russell Wilson still can't see over the middle, which sucks. But they're
He's
playing
not
a
tall
Jets.
enough.
Yeah.
Playing a Jets defense this week that just gave up 10 receptions for like 90 yards to Robert Tonyan. And with all due respect, I like Dulcich's athletic profile more than Tonyan. So, and with the similarity on staffs too, I wouldn't be surprised if the same way that Robert Tonyan got open, that the Broncos might copy that a little bit with Dulcich and get him open the same way the Packers did against the Jets the previous week.
I like Dulcich because
He's got great hair.
Yes, that
He
too.
does.
He just has like unknown upside, like because we pretty much know what all the other tight ends are. They're touchdown dependent and they're just plug and play guys. But Greg Dulcich, this is his first time getting in. He looked good. Like this is someone you could stash and see how he does. But
Yeah, he looked good around trash. Like
yeah, for sure.
he stood up. Like it's basically similar to Alec Pierce the previous week. Pierce was a bright spot for that Colts team. This past week, he got a little less work as far as catches goes, but he got a long touchdown. And in the game of when you're adding waivers, all you can ask for is for a touchdown. You can't ask for a 20-point game. If you get a touchdown out of that guy, that's a job well done.
Yeah, I agree.
That sounds like a Taysom Hill, play Taysom Hill every single game.
He is kind of like that.
Because he's just going to win you the week.
Who have you guys given up on as far as like players that you've stashed maybe for a while or you drafted right away, but are just kind of either cutting or looking to trade?
I got
one to give you guys some time. I'm kind of fed up, especially because I had to take him early. I'm kind of done with where's he at? I'm kind of done with Darren Waller, to be honest with you.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
There was questions about how much work he would get in the offense. I thought he would be fine. I thought he'd be their second best weapon. Hunter Renfrow being third and then Devontae being third or first. But he just hasn't put much together all this year. He started off good, 9 points week 1, 14 points and a touchdown against Arizona in week 2. Ever since, for the past, 4 weeks, 1 week was a bye, but the past 4 weeks he's put up 7 points. He didn't practice today, hamstring injury. He was MIA. It's just not a great look. I'm kind of down to cut some ties and tight ends to get value from him if he still even has something. I've tried so far today, and I've got nothing back, no bites at all.
Did you say he had 7 points?
I bet
7 points on average a game, or 7 points total in 4 weeks?
Total the last 4 weeks. Granted, one of the weeks was a bye.
Okay, so the last 3 games, 7 points.
Last 3 games
That's
he's played,
terrible.
7 points for a guy that I had a draft in the 5th round.
Yeah.
I think. So yeah, I'm all out on Waller. At this point, I'd rather stream tight ends and just hope for the best.
Yeah.
But how about you guys?
Someone I had in one of my leagues that I held on and I just couldn't do it anymore after this week was Elijah Moore.
Yeah.
I drafted him in probably like the 8th round or something. Where was he going? 8th, 9th round. I thought he could be like a good plug and play wide receiver, but it's just Zach Wilson's just doesn't have the volume for him. He was good last year. I thought he'd still be good, but man, yeah, he was someone like I just couldn't keep anymore. And
Yeah, there's something weird
honestly,
going
a lot
on.
of yeah, it's just Breece Hall. But
Which
yeah.
is good for me.
Yeah, I know.
Tom, you got anybody?
I've been lucky that I haven't run into having to give up on someone yet.
Yeah. 'Cause he's
Wow.
so good.
Again, not
He's
to
had all the luck.
I'm not trying to toot my own horn too much, but seriously, I haven't had that. But a guy that I recently traded away that I could see myself giving up on if I still had him actually is another Jets receiver, is Garrett Wilson. I like him. I think he's got big upside, but we just talked about it. I don't. The Jets offense is like Breece Hall is like him, like he's him.
Yeah.
And like Zach Wilson, like just he still needs to settle in. I think to an NFL offense. Joe Flacco was slinging the rock the first couple weeks of the season, and I think we're starting to see that they don't need to do that to be successful and stay in games.
Yeah.
I think that his name has appeal. So again, if you have him, maybe you have a guy that really, really likes him and wants to stash him for later on in the season if he comes to it. But I'd try to get rid of it. I don't think there's anything going for those Jets receivers.
No.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about this whole like Cam Akers situation? It hasn't really been talked about much, just that like basically he's never playing for the Rams again and he's getting traded.
Yeah,
he must have talked back to the coach.
Something. Slept with his coach's wife or something. I don't know. But
wow.
So if you guys have him, are you trying to trade him or are you waiting to see where he goes? And if you're trying to wait and see where he goes, what teams do you think would benefit his value the most?
It depends, dude. Stashing him depends on your team.
Yeah.
If you're deep and you have a bench spot, like I guess you hold on to a running back, but yeah, I'd have to think about that one about where he could go. I don't know where he'd be a great fit.
Atlanta.
Maybe.
No.
But
Maybe.
Cordell's coming back in a few weeks.
Yeah. Where am I thinking here?
Sorry about that, guys. Phone call.
No, you're good. From
Yeah,
who?
Akers in the backfield.
Reeves or Clint?
No, somebody else. But Cam Akers, yeah. Is there a way where I don't think they would do like a swap, like Christian McCaffrey and Cam Akers, probably picks involved or something. I'm trying to think of like where Cam Akers would even go.
I can't.
Maybe like Miami or something.
Yeah, but Mostert looks good down there. What is there a team that's desperate for a back?
Not really. I mean,
No,
a lot of people say
backs are so
Bills, but
replaceable.
Singletary's looked fine.
Yeah.
Maybe if like the Ravens are really worried about JK, but
it'd have to be a cheap price though.
Maybe
I think
No, not the Cardinals. I don't know. But you know what would be really funny? This was just going through my head. This is so funny. This is so funny. What if the beef is all over because the Rams want to get OBJ back and OBJ wants his number and Cam Akers wouldn't give up 3 again?
That'd be nuts.
Hey,
yeah. So they're like, fine, we're cutting you. You're out.
That'd be insane. God, that would be such a blow to running backs everywhere. It's like, receiver wants your number, bro. You're gone.
Yeah, you're gone.
Your job done.
That's so funny.
Shoot. All right. I think I had someone earlier too that I thought of. Let's see. I mean, like it's based on me kind of, but I mean Rashad Penny, you probably still can hold him or have him, stash him on the team, but like Kenneth Walker, like that's his backfield now, for sure.
Yeah.
And you can almost
Rashad Penny's out for the season.
Oh, he's done for the year? I thought it was just like, wow. Yeah, cut him.
I'm pretty sure Rashad Penny's gone for the year. No.
Let's call Clint. No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Breece Hall looks like the guy for the Jets. So unless you're hoping and praying, you probably could like cut Michael Carter. He doesn't need to be in 72% of leagues.
I'll confirm that Rashad Penny is indeed out for the season. We should really know these things, if we're gonna do this and put a show on for people. But
Hey,
it is.
I'm just giving advice on cutting a guy that's done for the year. People need to know it.
There you go.
You want
Solid
wanna
advice.
run
He's
through
not going to
some
produce for your
stashes?
team, so
You want to run through some stashes? I got a couple
Yeah.
good ones.
Yeah, we can start stashes. Who you stashing? Who you stashing?
So
Don't matter your position either.
someone I just looked at for stashing. I picked him up in 1 or 2 leagues this week. Might be a little early, but Kyron Williams.
Gosh,
So
great selection.
yeah, I don't know. I like it because Cam Akers out, and he was rumored like he was such a good pass protector and pass catcher in college, which means he's gonna be in. He could be in on the fantasy relevant downs, like the third down. You get in the catches, you get a lot more fantasy points.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was just getting so much hype in the preseason. Like I could see him taking over for Darrell Henderson later on.
Yeah. And I mean,
But
the Rams backfield hasn't been like a one-man show since Todd Gurley. So, like,
sure,
they're going to use a second back. Just depends how
R.I.P.
much.
my boy. He fell off the face of the earth, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I haven't heard
He's
that.
Yeah,
fighting
he
now.
did.
He's in boxing matches, isn't he?
yeah.
So him and
probably-
Le'Veon just were like, let's go fight. Let's
Dude,
go.
dude. Running back in the NFL is the worst job. Like, you can be such a good football player, and you just don't have a job. Like, sorry. Like, Philip Lindsay was on a practice squad, and he, great special teamer.
He
still
popped
good
off
running back.
on Denver that one year.
Can block on third down. Sorry, you're a running back. You're so replaceable that you have to box.
Frank Gore was doing that too.
Yeah, that's right.
Like-
Frank Gore.
It's like, here's diet CTE, and then here's straight CTE. Go box. The running
wouldn't
back's
be-
shelf life is not long.
No, for sure not.
You have anybody else, Drew?
Yeah, I
Okay.
wrote down a lot, so I'll let you guys go through them.
I don't have I don't have any, so skip me. Go ahead, I'll just chime in.
Drew. Hey, Drew, we'll just go over your list, and we'll talk
let's
about
go,
your
let's
list.
just go through them, and you guys can add in what you guys think.
Tell you
so I
if you're
think-
smart or dumb. You're never.
Another stash is Tyquan Thornton from the Patriots. We saw him pop off this week. I don't know. He looks great, and there's no true wide receiver one there. I mean, they're all kind of twos to me. So he could have some upside. He's like a rookie wide receiver. You see all these rookie wide receivers popping off. Anything to say about him, or you just agree?
No, I mean, yeah, he's a rookie that only started playing last week. I think hurt. Patriots overdrafted him kind of. He was seen as a day 3 draft pick. They took him on day 2, I think, in the second or third round. Tons of speed. Hasn't really been showcased yet, but he's gonna be a deep threat. It'll just be interesting to see what they do with that quarterback room, which brings me to my next stash. If you're streaming quarterbacks, Bailey Zappi looked pretty darn good last week.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
he
oh
did.
yeah.
And
They shut out I know it's the defense, but they shut out whoever they played. Am I correct? Who was it?
Detroit.
Shoot,
Or was that 2 weeks ago?
It was
2 weeks ago, Detroit, right?
Detroit
Yeah, I
2
don't
weeks ago, Cleveland this past week. They didn't show up.
Oh, that's right. It was the Browns. That's right. I know,
Oh, they
that's
did?
right. I forgot. I'm sorry. No,
No, you're good. But yeah, he
Yeah.
threw for 309 and 2 tuds in his third game of action. 21 and a half fantasy points. Rappaport went on McAfee last week before the Cleveland game and said that Mac Jones might not be the starting quarterback going forward, depending on how Bailey Zappi plays. He played good
He's
last
been
week,
good.
and they're not going to rush Mac back for sure. He had a severe high ankle sprain that they thought needed surgery, so maybe stash Bailey Zappi, see if it's another week of playing good, and go from there. I'm looking at a schedule right now, who he's got to play. So he's got Chicago this week. Wow, play him probably. Jets next week, and then Indy in a bye. So not the worst matchups following the Bears, but if you're streaming quarterback, you're probably already stashing one or two. you can stop stashing a few of them. Like you can stop stashing Zach Wilson like I was till he came back. He stinks. He's not throwing the ball. But
remind
I would
me. I want
stash
to
Bailey
discuss
Zappi.
something.
So a couple other guys. This is something I like doing is like leaving a bench spot open on your bench for just to stash one of these like running backs that would pop in and take over the complete backfield. So I was thinking like Matt Breida or like Samaje Perine. Like it always seems like when Samaje gets in, he gets so much passing down work, like more than Mixon usually does. And those are just some guys that you can throw on your end of the bench and just cross your fingers and, well, maybe not hope for an injury, but like if an injury happens, you just struck gold.
Let's be honest. We all hope for injuries sometimes. We're not perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what. When I'm playing against a guy and like I need him to not do well, I'll be like, hey, can he like get like the shits or like something that really hurts for like tonight, and like tomorrow he wakes up and he's like, I'm good, coach. Like we're cool.
Like I don't want
really
any injury
Charlie
to like.
Horse.
I don't want any injury that would like affect a player like the rest of their life, but like just like one game or something. Like we're in leagues for like at most, what's the prize? Like at most, like $1,000. Like that's a week for them. Like you can get injured a week. I can hope that you get hurt for a week. You know.
Jesus. Yeah.
Hey,
I'll go back to something real quick because you talked about it. It's it's just for funsies. Like to go over, Drew, you're not in the league that Cody and I are in together. But I'd like to, I don't know if you've been made aware of this, but I'd like to go over something with you. Yeah, have you went over it yet or no?
I know about it. You can go ahead and say it.
All right, so we're going to try to find out here if this is what is this, week 7? If this is the worst quarterback starts as far as points goes in the history of fantasy football through 6 weeks. Let me read through this for you. So here's Cody's team, right? Let's go back to week 1. All right, week 1, started Trey Lance, got 10 points for him. Week 2, started Trey Lance. He died on the field. Week 3, started Joe Flacco, 5 fantasy points. Week 4.
Does it say who they're playing?
Yeah, Joe Flacco against the Bengals, 5 points. Week 4, Trevor Lawrence against the Eagles, 5 points. Week 5, Jared Goff against New England, 6 points. We go to last week, he started Zach Wilson, who had 5 points.
Dude, Cody, that's why you're 2-4 in that league.
This is it's comical. That's actually funny. That's actually hilarious.
That's why.
I mean,
Cody, at this point, I would just trade. Trade for one of the top end quarterbacks.
Let's have some accountability. How many times did I come on this show and talk about starting Geno, who is what is he right now? I think he's like 7th or 8th fantasy quarterback right now.
He's definitely top 10.
And I got talked into by people on here not to play Geno Smith. And he's
always listen to your gut. He is number 7.
Always go with your gut, so you can only blame yourself.
Yeah,
I'm starting him in one of my other leagues this week because Josh Allen's out. So
I'm trying to trade for him. I'm tired of bleeding.
Starter.
I'm tired of suffering. I'm tired of 5 points at the quarterback position weekly.
Yeah, that's inexcusable, my friend. Something's got to get figured out there.
The most I scored was Trey Lance, 10 points in a monsoon game. In the fourth quarter, there was puddles everywhere, and he's got me 10 points.
If you would have just started Mariota every week, you would have been a heck of a lot happier.
You're not wrong. That's why, honestly, Lord have mercy on me. I'm trying to trade for Geno right now.
That's not a bad idea.
You got Matt Ryan this week. So you might have a little upside. Kirk Cousins is calling your name on my bench. He's sitting on my bench waiting for you to pick him up. Just FYI. So, come get him.
I don't know. I like Geno more. Actually, I don't know.
All right.
Maybe Kirk. I do have Justin Jefferson, but I got to survive this week somehow.
Yeah, you double up, dude. It's just like Mahomes and, Kirk Cousins is just like Mahomes. Mahomes and Kelsey, Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson, same thing.
Man,
I'm joking.
Never again will I stream quarterbacks ever, ever, ever. I did have a plan in one of my leagues. Trey Lance was supposed to be it, and then he died. So it's not all on me. Is he done for the year?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
His ankle was like Lego pieces, bro. He's done for the year. Yes.
I kind of blocked it out at a certain point and just didn't know.
Yeah, he's done. He ain't coming back this year.
Yeah,
Alright,
he's the same as Rashad Penny. Done.
that was very anticlimactic. Just done. He's done. Alrighty. Let's see. What else? Can we wrap
Ooh.
up? Do we have any hot takes for this week or fantasy in
Hot-
general?
Hot takes. I remember my hot take. This is for Reeves, so hopefully Reeves is listening.
Ooh. Look into the
Um,
camera. No, I'm joking.
Brandon Reeves. This is for me, you, and Cody. My hot take is Brees Hall, Damian Pierce, and Kenneth Walker all end up top 12 RBs by end of season.
Manifested. I'll take it. I'm on board with what Drew just said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Deal.
Tom's got
You like that?
shares in Damian Pierce.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, dude. I do too. Yeah, I got Damian in 2 leagues. So that's why, Cody, why don't we do, let's get a trade done, Brees Hall for Damian Pierce in case one of them gets injured.
A straight up swap.
No, we can play around.
Oh, I like Brees more.
Okay.
Plus,
That's
I don't
fine.
want to change my team name, bro. The Breesty Boys.
Yeah, but what if he gets injured? You're screwed in 2 leagues.
I'm screwed everywhere else. Who
Yeah,
cares?
dude. Diversify your assets. Come on.
Yeah. Get it? All right.
I'm a big stay on the ship until we're sunk type guy.
Okay, sounds good.
Here's a
but
question for you guys. I think if you're 1-5 in a league right now, do you give up completely, or do you still claw?
No,
claw,
1-5, you claw.
claw.
0-6,
Okay.
you quit.
Like
That's for Nick. I doubt Nick is watching this, but you don't give. I mean, Christ, man, you don't trade a top 10 running back to the second ranked team in your fantasy league because your team is shit. It's not how it works.
Oh,
just claw. Like it.
Yeah.
Like it's
We had
you're only gonna get shit from your friends like more. Like it's only gonna get worse if you don't try. Like I don't know.
Wait,
Because
I don't
like
know.
that's the thing. Like it gets brought up. Like it'll get brought up. Like you were like last place in the league last year, and then the guy would be like, I stopped trying. Why? Why are you in a league? We're gonna stop trying. Like all it takes is like 1 or 2 waiver like gems to go your way.
Yeah.
Boom. Like and you're
I
back
agree.
in it.
So-
like
Drew, let me tell you about this real quick. This is what it was. A 1-5 team dealt Keenan Allen and Josh Jacobs
Okay.
to a 5-1 team for Devontae Smith and Travis Etienne. I don't like that.
What? No.
no, I don't like.
I don't like that.
That's
So-
that's like a straight up swap, and that's like a
And, like,
terrible swap.
If you're gonna give up, don't trade your guys away.
No.
That's
Nick, if you're watching this
definitely
somehow, dude, this is. I'll call you out. You're my boy. Stop it. Stop, man. Don't
like,
load these top teams up any more than they need to be.
Like I don't know. That's I've gotten better with it this year, especially with like our dynasty league. I hate it. I hate like having to do anything in it, but like I just hate the excuses. Like I don't care about that league. You're in the league, just
Yeah,
fill out your lineup, make sure you're good. You know,
I feel it. Oh yeah.
A
Dude,
league-
if I paid for it, if I have money in it, I'm caring about it. So the dynasty
Yeah,
league,
like-
I don't think we paid for this year, which is why I don't really care.
it is
But
$20, but
did I not pay? Did I get the memo? I'll pay if I need to.
it was basically like send
just
the
gonna
winner
say,
the money at
I
the end of the
paid.
year.
I already paid.
Okay,
I paid Brandon.
got it. Okay.
So yeah,
All right.
good to know. But yeah, like I've kind of gotten better with myself at least this year. Like I know like there's more serious leagues than others, but like if I'm in a league, like I'm gonna try. Like there's
Oh,
no
yeah.
point. I keep saying like,
Um,
God damn it. But I'm gonna try. Like there's no point in just like not trying. It's just gonna be sitting there next to my other leagues, not getting looked at. I don't know. Not trying's weak.
I agree.
It's a cop out.
How much more enjoyable is football for you guys?
Oh,
Being
it's
in
so
like-
much more.
It's insane.
Actually,
know.
I almost hate my life on Sundays. It's so
Oh,
stressful.
I get an adrenaline rush flipping through the local games and then like changing over to my Sunday ticket and like watching my guys on every drive. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
man. It's like it's fun.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I don't know.
gosh.
yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
you
definitely
gotta.
see. It'll be interesting to see what happens when like sports betting becomes like legal or whatever. I'll probably limit myself like to like my two main leagues and then just use that money on sports betting.
Yeah, a few
Sure.
years ago
So
I
it
liked to
might
be in
mean
like a
more
lot of
like
leagues, but
it might
not
mean like
anymore.
more serious fantasy leagues, kind of, and less unserious ones, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah, beautiful. Alrighty, guys. Tom, thanks for joining us again. You'll probably be a guest next
Every
week,
week.
Sunday. You'll probably be a guest a few more times this year. Thanks for coming on.
You're
Heck
welcome.
yeah.
I'll have to check my schedule and make sure
Can
this
you
is
like
worth it though.
can you do like some sort of witchcraft to give me some of your fantasy luck?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Say abracadabra.
I want to keep all of it. I mean, it's my birthday is on Tuesday, so like I want to have like a fantasy dub secured when I wake up in the morning. So I might
Yeah.
have to give you some luck like next week, but we'll see.
I don't know why. I just felt a huge momentum shift, and I feel like bad things are about to start happening for your fantasy team.
For mine?
Yeah, like I feel like things have been going so good, and you just mentioned your birthday. The fantasy football gods are like, all right, we gotta hurt
No, dude.
Pierce.
We got nah, man. No,
We gotta hurt Tito.
don't say that. Don't say
Don't you
that.
say that, Cody.
No.
Yeah,
We got D Hop back in action this week too, so it's just another layer to it, man. We'll be.
What did
Don't
Aaron
give
Rodgers
me that.
say? You got to watch what you manifest or something.
Yeah,
I
whatever.
didn't
Well,
hear that.
I
Was
wish
that
we
on
could
McAfee?
manifest some touchdowns, but yeah.
yeah, he should do that.
Yeah.
Alrighty, boys.
Well, yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah, great time, boys. Maybe streaming live Sunday. Come join us again.